Nico, I see that, of course, Bayern is actually having problems right now playing the type of football they would like. But they have players like Kane, who I've mentioned that has scored most goals when he was in the EPL playing for Tottenham Hotspurs, 14 goals against Arsenal. And they have veterans like Müller. Müller also scored in the 5-1 demolition of Arsenal last time these two teams met in UEFA Champions League. Then you have a former Arsenal player like Gnabry, who is also good. I know these guys will be hungry enough or will try to save their season by going through Arsenal. But do you think they have what it takes to come to the Emirates and give Arsenal a difficult time?
Uh, to be honest, I think this is the time for Arsenal to do what they have to do. This is the time to avenge all those games that we lost. I think in the head-to-head matchup, we lost three times, 5-1, 5-1, and 5-1. I think 2017 and 2015, the last time we met Bayern in the Champions League. So um, it's a homecoming for Serge Gnabry. I remember in the summer, there were some rumors that we were actually inquiring as to whether we could get him to come back to the Emirates and join up our team. And of course, it's a homecoming for Harry Kane, whom I hate to talk about because historically, Harry Kane has always, former Tottenham guy, North London, he always scores against Arsenal, always scores. And it's something I think I mentioned when we beat Porto and the draws came out and it showed that we had Bayern. The one thing that we can for sure look forward to is an exciting game tomorrow. One thing that's working for us is the team has been so cohesive in form and everything, but you have to be careful, right? Champions League is a different beast. A lot of these guys haven't played the Champions League at this level before, so Arsenal has a vested interest in coming out. If they come out flying, they better come out flying right and land the right punches. Because if they come out flying and then don't land those punches, and Bayern takes over that game, there's going to be trouble. I mean, look at people like Kingsley Coman. I think Kingsley Coman is probably the most exciting player right now for Bayern. I'm not even going to talk about Musiala. But Kingsley Coman, and I think he was injured, and they've just said something about him playing it. He was practicing today. He was in training today, right? A lot of these guys, Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, those are guys that we have to look out for because Bayern has those high flying wingers. All these guys I've called Musiala, Kingsley Coman, you know, Sané, Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry. These guys can fly down the wings. They can create. They can do a lot of things, come in the middle and still play ball. So Arsenal will have to be very, very careful and compact. And just looking forward to not having a humiliating return on the game. Yes, tomorrow it should be an exciting prospect. I think tomorrow we actually take our revenge or avenge all those games that I think the last time they were playing was like Mustafi in defense. This time we're playing with the block, the Chinese wall, Saliba and Gabriel in defense. So it should be a fun, exciting experience. And of course homecoming for a few folks, but I don't I'm not too bashful about it. I guess that's the word I can use. I'm not too bashful about it. I'm just hoping that we can approach the game with some caution, some level of caution and level headedness and handle it professionally, so we can win.
Well, this is the way. Yeah. Before we move to the next team, this is the way I actually see it. Right. I mean, a player like
Mhm.
Harry Kane, who is good in moving into the midfield, he needs to be tracked. And the way I've seen Arsenal play, they are aggressive. I mean, players like Saliba and Gabriel are aggressive coming into the midfield, and they also have that help from a player like Rice. And to be honest, tomorrow Rice will be very, very essential because I know Bayern Munich likes to run down the middle. Harry Kane falls into the midfield, or Müller they fall into the midfield. Then they like running into the middle. Uh,
Yeah.
Musiala also is another type of player that can run into the middle. So Arsenal has to
Yeah.
be aggressive enough. They are the third youngest team in the EPL, one of the youngest teams also in the Champions League. So they have that
Mhm.
energy, so they can
Yeah.
outwork Bayern because one of the greatest strengths for Bayern Munich was usually the way they work together as a team, right? They work so hard, they run around. Ajab just mentioned Havertz running right, and I saw that move where Saka had lost the ball, but he
Saka.
had to
Yeah.
run right back and defend. And these are the things that Arteta has actually gotten his team to be able to play and compete with the best. Because in order to
Mm-hmm.
beat the best, you don't only have to match them out like tactically, but you have to outwork them as well. So this is
Yeah.
something I believe Arsenal is good at. And then their corner kicks. I've not seen a team
Oh
that
yeah,
is so
set
good at
pieces.
corner kicks also, or free kicks like Arsenal. The season alone they scored 19 goals from free kicks, 13 from corner kicks. So these are things that we should actually look out to. So I expect Arsenal, especially playing at home, they're coming out that 3-0 victory. So the confidence is actually building back up. But one of the key players that must play well for Arsenal to dominate Bayern is Odegaard. That's how I say it.